And that's a key component to growth. That is so important. That is so important. So I'm going to ask Sandy to come forward. Sandy is our service team manager. I hope you're ready for this. Sandy's pretty outspoken.
Get ready.
No, not Sandy.
Get ready.
Not Sandy.
Brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves now, I'm telling you.
All right, so Sandy, I want you to tell us about, where you came from, where you started out, what your struggles were, and then finally how you ended up here.
Well, actually, I come from a very interesting past full of drugs and a lot of abuse in my past. And in 2013, I got busted. And before I even knew God, He had taken away all the cravings I even had for meth during the time I was in jail. And I knew I didn't want to do the state's programs because the lady that came and talked to me told me there was a 95% failure rate, and I didn't want to be part of that 95%. So when I came to Denver, I was looking for a church. I started off at the Potter's House, which is where I got my counseling and I got my classes that I needed to do for my probation and get all that done. But it became stagnant pretty quickly for me over there because I was homeless, couldn't do any kind of service for them because you have to sign up a month in advance. So my husband and I met him in 2013. We got married in 2014, but just on paper. We didn't have a ceremony or anything like that. And then prices in Denver, due to marijuana being legalized, went sky high, so we couldn't afford the apartment that we did have. And I ended up across the street, like many others, in this motel across the street. And the funny thing I realized during this time that I've been here is people don't look up. So I never saw the sign that's sitting right out here. This says there's a church here. And Main Street came over and they told me about this place, and we walked in here, and my husband and I have been here ever since because we were invited in. They're warm, they're welcoming, and that's when I started growing with God. That's when I understood who He was, because I never had a relationship before that.
So what do you do now at House of Purpose?
I coordinate both the resource room and the people who cook the meals. I do that on Tuesdays and on Sundays, and then whenever we have meals like this one or on Friday, I make sure that we have all the stuff that we need to provide for those. We talk to Pastor David and make sure we have the clothes and the food and everything we need.
How has Christian Development School impacted your motivation in what you do?
In a lot of ways. First of all, it's shown me that I can have a relationship with our Father, and how to have that relationship. It's taught me how to deal with a lot of different circumstances in life that I have no clue. Half the time I'm doing a lesson, and that week he's preaching on it. So it kind of just reaffirms everything that I'm learning here, yes, which is definitely helping me grow closer to the Lord and be able to help other people understand who He is.
Now you lead a Bible study right now in the book of Proverbs, and that's entirely about wisdom, right? And how many of you know we need wisdom, right? I mean, you get all the knowledge in life, but unless you know how to apply it, it's kind of useless. But Sandy's leading a Bible study on the book of Proverbs. How many women do you have involved in that right now?
There's 18 signed up, and I think out of 18, there's 15 that have showed up. So, and they're all, the thing I do with that class is I've told every one of them, yeah, I'm supposed to be, I lead it. I'm not teaching it. They all have to help with it. Because that way we're all learning, and then we're all gaining the wisdom, not just me up there saying, okay, this is how you do it, because I don't want to do that.